Hi, I just thought I would show up. It's been an incredible weekend. That's what I'm kind of feeling energetically. Let's just think, we're in a sun in Cancer and a moon, full moon we've had in Capricorn, and it's been a lunar eclipse, I believe, as well. So it's been quite a powerful few weeks, really. We've had like a series of eclipses, and this is the last of these three, and there's another one coming in, I believe, in November. So we've got massive kind of shifts coming in, and I was getting this almost at the start of the eclipse, that we've got kind of like two avenues coming. So what do I get as I'm almost like channeling as I'm speaking, really? It's like observing the world at the moment, being very careful that we observe and we don't get dragged into the drama or even the gossip or even the narrative that you don't want to be drawn into. It's very much about aligning to who you are, and really staying on your path, and what am I kind of getting? Knowing who you came here to be, where your morals lie, your moral code, I believe, as well, and where your kind of sense of self kind of lies, I think, as well, going forward. It's very, very important that you stay on your path, really. There are lots of changes kind of coming in, I believe, so it's I've got very much into astrology as well over the last few years. Looking at seeing who you've come here to be, even on an astrology level, is really quite useful as well, particularly at these times. If you felt very ungrounded, I'm a Taurian, so I earth myself by walking on the earth. You may be fire energy, water, or a combination of energies, really. So it's fascinating, really, to look up your chart as well and kind of see. We are at pivotal kind of times. I always kind of feel like I sense the astrology. I wasn't interested in astrology, but I'm fascinated as to kind of what's going on energetically on the planet, and we can't not be affected by the planets. And I'm a scientist trained, as lots of you probably know, but science has only been here like the last 200 years. And I personally, as an earth woman, Taurian, believe that we should be following all the laws of nature and that kind of thing. And I think when we're out of alignment with that and the kind of natural laws, then we kind of go wrong as humans. Personally, I really believe that very, 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 very much. And that we should be living by the seasons, going out in the sunshine, eating properly, eating natural food, non-GM food, etc., etc. I'm, staunch about that, really. And I think the body kind of goes wrong, or our own energetic balances go wrong when we don't stay in harmony with the natural seasons and walking and moving and this kind of thing, really. Again, I didn't even come on to say that, but that's kind of coming through. So we are seeing two sides, as I said in my book, Remember Who You Truly Are, that's on Amazon, the first start of it. We've almost like got two roads coming now. You've got the robotic kind of time side that wants to organise, robotise, label everybody, control everybody, and then you've always had the creatives or the empaths, the intuitives, the people who are almost like more free-spirited, really. But I think we, as humans, we need everyone in the collective, and I think this is where we're massively going wrong. If anyone thinks, like it's very much felt that in education, if we seek to make everyone like the same, the planet just won't work. It's the same as animals and plants. You've got diversity of plants in nature, and such you've got diversity, insects and everything. We're all needed in the collective energy. And I think this is where, we're seeing the robotic kind of side of like top-down control, is kind of coming in really to force the hand. But what I sense and feel is there is a kind of backlash coming, and I think it's very much about, you may not want to speak about anything yourself. You might not want to. You might just go about your life, not having a voice around things, and that's fine. But I think it's really important that we hold on to who we are kind of naturally, and then don't go into fear around an awful lot of stuff. There's a massive amount of change going on at the moment, and I don't know, there's still energy with the planets coming through. I'm not an astrologer, but again, there's Capricorn is kind of a bit about control. There's Saturn energy coming in. So, you know, take your own advice, find astrologers and people and look up kind of what's going on. But I just felt quite a release with this eclipse, really. I've got Scorpio energy too, kind of water, and we're in Cancer, so I don't know, I'm just feeling in the Cancer energy that comes in, I always find it quite nurturing for myself, really. If you've got a lot of air or fire, then you might not be feeling it. But I feel there's kind of quite a shift that's gone on at the moment, really. But I just thought I would pull some cards, really. I'm around for readings and coaching, and my book is still out there. I'm thinking about people and then they're just showing up in my life, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of, be aware of kind of what's going on around, in terms of like where your thoughts go as well, especially at this time. It's a really powerful time. I think for manifesting too, and I get like forward intention and focusing and not being distracted. And I think again, it's like knowing how much you're distracted as well, and off your path as well at this time. So it's like staying on our paths, and I think I've been kind of talking about that quite a lot, really. But definitely not getting into the fear and not sending it into the children particularly. There's a lot of mothers I'm connecting with, as I was a teacher and taught so many children, I'm connecting with quite a lot of mothers around the world, and sorry, someone just sent me something. A lot of mothers who actually are now homeschooling their children, or going to take their children out of school as a consequence of what's going on. So there's a lot of shifts, a lot of radical shifts and like sudden changes and things with people. And having a conversation with someone online who I adore her, I've only just really met her, but you know, saying as much as what I said is that kids have everything inside them, and adults we have, and that education should be about bringing out the child, really, not telling them all what to do. And I think this is why the kind of rebellion energy is kind of coming in, and we're feeling, you know, we're not children, you know. And I think this is where government and things is kind of, you know, I'm glad that things are opening up. Be prepared because they might slap us back. I don't know, that's the kind of feeling, sense I get around things. But just be very aware. In America, lots of sheriffs actually who are getting together, seeing on a few people's pages, who are actually speaking out about, especially around Independence Day, about, you know, the Declaration of Independence with America and the Constitution and that kind of thing. And also like the Nuremberg Code and that kind of thing, like looking into those kind of things. And where governors or, you know, even this country have gone beyond their station, really, about what they can legally do. So be aware of that, really. I very much would say that. And if you feel out of alignment with things, then that's your body almost like telling you as well, this is not right. Or, you know, so question everything, I would say, in this time particularly. I don't profess to know anything much at all, but I very much was thinking today what my life has been around. It's been very much about empowering children to take their power, to not be afraid to do anything, inspire children, but also I've done that now with thousands and thousands of adults around the world, really. So yeah, that's my and I think in that it's like I've been like I've given the touch paper to people to actually be themselves, really. That's my gift to the world, really. That's what I think, and that's what my book and my writing was kind of around, and what I will go on to write more about. I've always been an observer, very much, of patterns, behaviour, psychology, that kind of thing. But I think deep down we all know to live happy, free lives. We all know exactly what we need, and you know, some people are very intuitive, very sensitive, very creative, and other people aren't like that at all. And there is, you know, we need a diversity, particularly. But I do think women ancestrally have been lower paid, and not say really now, not particularly, but I still think there's this, you know, going back kind of ancestrally, not speaking out for women, particularly. I come from a family that the women were at home mostly, not all of them, but lots of them stayed at home. But we're in very changing times at the moment. Also seeing people whose relationships are breaking up through the lockdown, kind of helping some people through that and kind of taking their power. And we're in this almost like no man's land a bit, aren't we, at the moment? So it's like not really sure kind of where the energy's going. But I would kind of urge you to tune into yourself really, and even listen to your own guidance in silence or in meditation. When we're very busy, we can be just distracted. And I think that's, a lot of my life was very, very busy. Children, family, teaching. At one point I was teaching in 4 schools a week and doing a master's degree, doing the home, running the home and doing everything else as well. I don't even know how I did it, spinning every plate possible. But, it's when you actually stop that you connect that with yourself. And I think that's, this has been a time really of doing that very much. And as humans, I think it's also shown us how far away we went into that crazy rabbit, every single hour and every single minute have to be doing. And we're not like that. We're beings. If anything, I think it's taught us that at this time. Anyway, I'll pull a few cards. I just thought I'd come and pull a few cards. If anyone wants a reading or coaching or anything, or wants to connect with me around anything, happy to do that. I'd love to do, been doing some interviews actually with other people as well. I like doing that. It's really nice to like spark off with other people, kind of talk as well. So I'm very interested in doing that with people. Let's just see what I've got. 5 of water. So the cards as well, just like add a tool really for tuning into different energies really. That's something. So 5 of water, it's about emotions. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, which is funny. Not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilt milk. So that's come up because that may be where some people are at the moment that are reading, or we may be like that. That at the start of the year or even last year, we never thought all this situation was going to be upon us. So it's an energy of like crying. I'll see what comes up in the story of this, because it normally is a story that comes up when I pull the cards. So what do we need to know today for highest good on my page? Page of Earth. I don't know if I showed you the last one, did I? Here we go. So that was 5 of water. But we've also had a release really as well with the full moon and the eclipse as well. So you may be been crying over something. Things may not have gone your way particularly. We're also in a Mercury retrograde at the moment, so communications may be a bit awry with people, plans, misunderstandings, that kind of thing. That could be where some people are at the moment, or you might feel you're at the moment. So Page of Earth. Ooh. Scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters, waiting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. Interesting, because I'm kind of feeling that. So that might be coming up for some people really at the moment. Again, this is like a pivotal point, a reset point. You may have been thinking about your future, what you're doing. You may be thinking about studying or going on to study, or you're looking at your finances. I think everyone's been really kind of maybe doing that, looking at what you might bring in the future, or thinking outside the box, that kind of thing. Drawn to patience around things. But we are in Capricorn energy, so I think at the moment it's just that's kind of coming in really as well. And Capricorn is like the mountain goat, so it's like steady, it's like organising kind of energy as well, and kind of steady approach to things really. So you might be wanting to start something now, and I get with that, it's like the momentum of getting something started, that in a couple of months' time, you might have born something completely new at this time. If anyone needs like a push or a help to get going with something, I love doing that with people. Help lots of people kind of start up things and get going on various things. So I love doing that. If you want a kind of mentor or someone to be accountable to, but I could work with EFT. If you're frightened of doing anything or starting anything, or even like doing Facebook Lives, it's a challenge to just start something. But so I've got 3 of Earth. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. That seems to be the energy that I was feeling even like 6 months ago, really, and this last year, was that there's much more collaboration coming in now, I believe, especially with people who are aligned and thinking like you are. So it is about kind of being a team. This is Team Earth. We may not feel that at the moment because it's kind of top down told what to do, but the people are still there. So if you've been thinking or feeling about connecting with other people, then reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, ask for help as well. I think that's what's kind of opened up around this, isn't it, as well, in times of challenge and change. We're not alone. A lot of other people are going through things too, and just a communication or connection with people. I've had a few readings and connected with people, and I've told people how brilliant I think they are at things. So, it's great to give that to people when you meet them or see them. And I don't know, it's part of what I just do naturally with people, even in the street. It's nice in my community, people are getting back out and connecting as well, so it's really nice. So let's just see, beautiful day here. Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Wow, so that's amazing. So yeah, you may have been sorting your house out, you may have been really looking at your own family relationships, the relationships of people around you, may have connected more with your soul family in this time. People that are not here for you, who do not have your back. Often in a crisis time you really find out who your friends are and who's kind of there for you and that kind of thing. So family isn't necessarily birth family, might not necessarily be your ancestral family, there may be other people, but it's very much a card that is looking really positive, and that's amazing. I think it does feel like that actually at the moment. So out of everything that's going on, there is an awful lot of positivity coming in and through at the moment, and really powerful. Look how powerful that is, the sun with that. So, and I've been feeling that. It's an immense amount of energy coming in at the minute. I think I'm just going to draw one more. That's what I feel called to do. If you care to share this, it might help somebody. SallyJFrancis.com. Let's see what you need to know today. That's good. Wow, the world. I knew there was one more coming in. Let's just see what we've got. Archangel Michael. Okay. So interesting, because I kind of felt the energy of Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael is a real kind of warrior angel, clears things whenever you're kind of having challenges or you want to clear energy, cut cords with people, that kind of thing. Amazing kind of warrior, want protection around you, want to feel safe, call on Archangel Michael. It says here, a job well done, joy, contentment and gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. So I don't know, again, other people, especially at this time, it's funny, even over like 20, 30 years really, when kind of connecting with angelic kind of energy, even as a child, I actually had Archangel Gabriel up in my room. I had mauve walls. It's quite funny, I made my parents I asked them to paint my room mauve. In fact, I think I helped paint it. And I had Gabriel and some of the angels up on the panels. So I don't know, if you're called or you'll feel that kind of energy of angelic energy. It feels like it always seems in times of crisis that I sense more angelic kind of energy around. And when I say that, I feel it's just like higher vibrational energy, really. It's just a sense, really. And even today, even with my own psychic ability and things, I often kind of doubt it. And I say to people, I just show up as me now. I'm trained in science, all the psychology, all the teaching. I have a massive kind of spiritual side that even I don't understand a lot of the time, how it comes in, why it comes in, but I do feel guided, and I feel very much over this weekend that there's very powerful energy, and I get kind of portal energy coming in at the moment, very powerful energy, and I also feel there's kind of strength in numbers with like connecting on pages of people that are higher consciousness, that kind of thing at this time, and I think it's really important to do that. it's almost like strength in numbers, really, at some level. That's what I just kind of get coming in, really. And that's kind of going out to anyone who kind of feels frightened or afraid. Don't be afraid to reach out. We all have ups and down days. All of us, we're all human. That's part of being here on the planet at this time. You know, and I've met and spoken to thousands of people, all kinds of people, all kinds of walks in life. You know, there's not anyone I've ever met who's, unless they're completely robotic and I don't know. And you do meet those kind of people, don't you? Who are just running on whatever they're running on. I don't know, but they're not the kind of people I really want to associate. There are very driven, robotic people around at the moment. I'm sure we kind of know those too. But so that card, yeah, feels really good. That Archangel Michael card coming in as well, and the world that I just drew then. So I hope that helps some of you. I'm around and available for coaching, soul plans, EFT. Yeah, if anyone wants to connect with me, I'm going to be writing more. I'm writing much more. And yeah, been meeting lots of different people online as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to. What am I getting? Yeah, reach out and connect around the world. And you know, the world is kind of smaller at some level as well, isn't it? But we're all here, and there are pockets of people. There are pockets of a massive amount of positivity coming in, which I'm seeing, and you know, it's really important that you stay. And I say, coming back to what my whole life with all the children I taught was about their freedom, was about them being individuals, was about them knowing who they were and not being clones and robots. I think it's really important that we keep our diversity on every single level at the moment, and but be aware of other people. And I personally don't think there should be anyone kind of telling anyone in the world exactly what they should be doing. I think we should be able to, at this time on the planet, we should be able to coexist in harmony, even though we have massive differences. And so it's about being aware of that, and it's about, even as I'm saying, it's about not judging everyone for their own views, but I personally draw a line at when people want to put stuff in my body that I don't want to have in my body. I think we all function as humans very differently, and our body as our makeup is all very different. And so I think we should have freedom around all of that with what's going on, but be aware of other people and respect their wishes maybe too, you know, as long as people don't hurt each other. And I think that's where I am. But yeah, as a teacher, I think a lot of the thing with like social distancing and all that kind of thing with children has been very traumatic, and it's about being aware of that and not knowing what we focus on, and knowing that we don't bring more fear into people as well about things. So as come back to what I said at the start, it's like being aware of things, but not focusing on, you know, the negative. You know, I'm massively aware now of what's kind of going on in all kinds of places, but I think we've got to be speaking out as and there are women, probably a lot more women that come on my page really, as women too, particularly having voices now, not being afraid to speak up and speak out. And I think more and more women are now actually as well, not just women, men as well. So I didn't know what I was going to come on and say, but that just almost like came through me really. But again, very powerful weekend. Envision what you want going forward, and stay in your, you know, positive energy, and intend what you want to come, you know. Really, I think this weekend's been very much about, you know, why are you here? What do you want to bring to your life or to the world or to people or your family in the next, I don't know, 6 months particularly. There are going to be shifts, there are going to be changes, but it is about kind of knowing your core values of who you are. And so if you want any inspiration, or you want me to reflect back to you who I see you as, yeah, do connect with me. So take care, lots of love, and I hope you have a really great rest of your day or evening if you see this on the replay, and a really happy week. Cynthia just said potential for major change during this shift. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely feel that, Cynthia. Yes, thank you. It does feel like that. It feels very powerful actually too. it does feel like a massive clearing that we've gone through. And even me, I mean, my mother passed in October, and then all this came up. So I've been doing a massive amount of like bringing up stuff from the past, reflecting. I had a good friend that's kind of witnessed me actually, and if you don't have someone you can absolutely speak your heart to, and I urge you to do that. There's no shame in divulging everything to one person you can really trust, or a few people that you can really trust, and I think we all need that at the moment. And I think that shows, you know, that we are diverse. That's what makes us human, the fact that we have feelings and we can be sensitive. There's absolutely no shame in that. And ancestrally, a lot of us might have been brought up not to show that side of us at all. But I think it's very wrong. And I think this year is all about that kind of coming out. I think, what am I, again, you may have stuffed down your emotions for 50 years, or your parents had, or their grandparents had. And that was kind of how life was, really, a lot then. But so this is a massive, like, clearing of ancestral karma as well, I believe, at this time. So be gentle with yourself as well. And if you don't understand it, that's okay. It's about not judging yourself, not shaming yourself, and not feeling guilty for feeling how you are as well at the moment. So I hope that helps you. Lots of love, and take really good care. And if you care to share this, or share my book, or write a review for my book, that would massively help. I'm going to put a PayPal link up as well. I do it occasionally, so if I have helped you and you care to donate anything, something, it will help me to go on and do more, which I will be doing more of as well. So thank you, bless you. Lots of love. Bye for now.